I think I'm live. I'm sat here and Zoom's saying that I've been live for 14 seconds, but I have no idea what's going on here. So, hey guys, if you are watching live with me, make sure you give me a hashtag live. And if you are watching the replay, then let me know that you have watched the replay and that you are here with us. So I'm just trying to get comments up on my phone. So bear with me a second. While I just get that up, because until the live stream actually goes live, I can't get it on my phone. So hello guys. Hey Amber, I've just seen a comment from you flash up, but I can't get it up. I can't see what it is. So bear with me, guys. Sorry. Right, I can't see it, but Facebook's telling me I'm live, but I can't see it on my phone. So for the moment, until this comes up, I'm just going to talk and comment away. Tell me how your day is going. Tell me how you are getting on with the challenge, what your thoughts are on what we talked about yesterday. So yesterday, what did we talk about? We talked about the first secret S and about the fact that Facebook and social media is all about sharing, that everybody shares everything they're doing in their lives on Facebook, on social media, on Instagram, like everything. People pull out their phones to take a photo of their food, of things that they see when they're out and about, to share the kind of the things that are happening in their lives. So how can you use that for your business? Well, make your posts more like just the sharing that people naturally do, and don't be afraid. Embrace the sharing of things that happen in your life and your life as part of your business too, because that is part of the reason why people follow you, why they like you, and all that kind of thing. So on to today, which is the second of the two S's. I'm just want to make sure you can definitely hear me. So I've got some likes on the video, so then I'm guessing you guys must be able to hear me. Yes, hello Craig and Rosie and Amber. Awesome. Hello guys. So today, number 2 of the secret S's is all about stalking. So the first thing people do is they share stuff. The second thing they do, they go and stalk everything that's being shared. So what am I talking about? When you first come across somebody in a Facebook group, or they've put a comment on your friend's post, what do? You click on their face, and then you go through and have a look at their profile, and you go through a couple of posts. Maybe you click through to their page if it's really obvious how to get to their page. You would not believe the number of people I come across, even in groups where they should know better, where people don't even have an obvious way to click through to their page. I'm talking about people who are in big marketing groups, and I cannot find out how to get to their page. I'm trying to find their stuff, even their website, and I can't. I look pretty hard. Most people aren't going to bother, which is why it's important to get your Facebook profile funnel set up. So for Amber, who has joined us a little bit later in this challenge, go back and watch the first few units. You can find all of the training, every time I finish a live, I make it into a unit, which units you can find up on mobile or on the left if you're on desktop. I don't actually know which of their left it is. And in there, you can find the units and you can go back and watch the training, see the worksheets and all that kind of stuff. So all the good stuff. But yes, okay, so you find somebody on they say something interesting, and then you click their face, and then you go and have a look through their profile and then to their page or whatever else. So how does this apply to you? So what you need to always have in your mind when you're giving tons of value in groups and things is make sure you've always got a really great post near the top, at the top or near the top of your Facebook profile that talks about the stuff that you talk about in the groups, but in more detail. So have the kind of post that's something along the lines of, here's some training, here's some free, like the 5 best tips about XYZ that is your niche. If you want to pop in the comments your niche around here, then I can give some real life examples. But if you've got a post in the top of your number 1, number 2 posts on your profile all the time that is a really value-based post with loads of stuff, info, things that are really helpful, then when people find you, when they stalk you from the groups, from all the value you're giving generally on Facebook, when they then come to your profile, they're going to read that, and it's going to be another one of those hand raising, yes, this is from the point of view of the person that's stalking you. Yes, I'm in the right place. Yes, this person totally gets the problems that I'm having. It looks like they've got the solutions that I want. I'm going to dig a bit deeper. So it's really important to have posts periodically on your personal profile that are business related and really, really value driven. So Amber says, thanks, that's cool. So I just want you today, like, you need to think about what, and catch yourself doing it. When you find yourself doing it, then make a mental note. Oh, yes, I'm effectively stalking someone. And then remember, people are going to do it to you. So go through your Facebook profile again and make sure, first of all, that your profile funnel is set up properly. You know, it's minimal links so that people can just go through to your page. Then you've got a cover image that really, really is going to speak to your ideal client. Same on your page, same in your group if you've got one. You've got to have links through to your lead magnet or whatever the thing is that you're getting people to come into your world with. So for me, I've got a lead magnet that's about getting more video engagement, and then I've got my challenge. So depending on whether it's like just the launch phase of my challenge, then my challenge will be the number one thing. If not, it will be my freebie, because you always want to be building up your email list. And it's really easy to do it on Facebook. Literally, like, you don't have to run ads all the time. You don't have to be in groups all the time. You can just use the fact that people are going to come and find you. They're going to stalk you, and they're going to come through your Facebook profile funnel into your email list if you've got it set up so they can do that. So brainstorm some ideas for good posts. When we did the magnetizing lead magnet matrix that I gave you, so Amber, Rosie, you can go and find that in, I can't remember which unit it is, but it might be day 2 or day 3. In there, you'll have brainstormed some ideas for some lead magnets. You can take those same ideas and create really, really value-based posts. And maybe once every few days, you put up a new post that's really value-driven on your personal profile, so that when people stalk you, it's there, it's up the top. One thing I didn't share with you actually the other day, because my Zoom wasn't working, so I couldn't broadcast from Zoom and therefore screen share. I had to go direct from Facebook Live. But what I wanted to show you was a post that I put up in a group, and I'm going to find it now while I'm talking to you. But I put up this post in a group that's full of my ideal client avatar. It's Amy Porterfield's group for her digital course academy. So these people have paid like just under $2,000 to buy her digital course academy course, and they're all course creators. And so in there, I put a post about, would you be interested in if I created XYZ? And I just want to show it to you, because it's actually it's not a difficult post to write, and you can adapt it for whatever your niche is. It doesn't have to be, here we go, I found it. So I'm going to share my screen with you. You can adapt this post, like literally the wording, for whatever your niche is, and you can use it again and again to test out different things too. So give me a moment. Let's share my screen, and then you can see the post that I'm talking about. Okay, so this is in Digital Course Academy. Right, I just want to point out to you here, it's one sentence. Okay, so really easy to do. And it's literally, if I created a cheat sheet for a successful Facebook Live, okay, so it's a thing that I know people really desire, it's a result that they really want, who would want it? And there are 572 comments. Now, admittedly, some of those comments are me replying to people, but the vast majority of them aren't. And that was in a group that was really hot. It's a really, at that point, was a really engaged group. And, you know, I knew it was full of my ideal client avatar. I'd been watching the group to see what their pain points were, and I knew it was something that people were struggling with that I really love doing. So I created the cheat sheet. I then asked for feedback from it, and got amazing feedback from these people, because they are my ideal client. So you can really, really simply pop in on your profile in groups this kind of comment, and test your ideas before you even go and create anything. And then when you've created your really value-based post, then you know that people are going to comment on it. So if you put this on your profile, then what I would do is I'd make a spreadsheet and literally list out all of the people who'd commented. And then when you create the post and, you know, when you create the lead magnet, tag those people in. I would probably tag them in the comments rather than in the actual post, because sometimes people get a bit funny about you tagging them in the post. But if you tag them in the comment, then all you're doing is adding value to them and pointing out that you've created that thing that they said that they wanted. There's a guy that I know who is really great at building Facebook groups and helping other people build Facebook groups, and he's known for that. And he created some software that I use that when you have your questions on your Facebook group and people answer them, it actually pulls that information, puts it into a spreadsheet for you. Anyway, so Arnie, I'm one of his students because I do love to learn. I'm a course junkie as much as everybody else. And Arnie did a 2-week launch of a masterclass. The actual masterclass was on Tuesday this week, and I paid for it. It was $97 about reviving a dead Facebook group, because, you know, it's all of these things add to what I do, which is, you know, Facebook. So Arnie literally created a post that was similar to this, and he said, I wrote it down. What I'll do is I'll actually copy and paste it into the unit for you so you can use it. But it was something along the lines of, if I ran a masterclass about XYZ, who would want to attend? So you can try different things, you know, cheat sheets, lead magnets, top tips, masterclass. People tend to understand it might be a paid for thing, but you can try those different kind of power words and then have your niche in it, and then just say who would want it, you know, who would be interested, and just test it in groups, test it on your profile, test it on your page. And if you have then the answer to that, so when people have said yes, I want this, if you then, I'm going to come back to me now, if you then create that value-based post on your profile and you test a few of these and you rotate them on your profile, then people will find that when they're stalking you, and then they're going to know that you're the right person for them, and then go through the rest of your Facebook profile funnel. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys. So Rosie says, found it, it's fab. I have a dozen new ideas, which I'm testing on my group, which is amazing. Craig says he'd like to see that cheat sheet. Let's see. I can't put it here because, yes, I can. Let me see. I can type it for you right now. So like literally the feedback that I have for this cheat sheet, I almost want to take all of that, the testimonials that I've got, because the kind of thing that I put in the cheat sheet, I really dug deep to think, what are the things that I do that I don't think other people are doing? And so people can't go, oh, it's, you know, same old cheat sheet. It was that, like, the different things, and there's a lot of kind of psychology behind the things that I do and say on Facebook Lives. And yes, there are going to be some things that you might already know, but it's that reaffirmation of, oh, I should be doing that. Do I remember to do it every single time? And so it's often worth, and I was talking to a multi-millionaire about this really recently, we were talking about the fact that I'd done a podcast interview, but the person recorded, and he's like, why didn't you live stream it? And I was like, why didn't I live stream it? That's the kind of thing I do. I was like, oh, and it was their Zoom. And I was like, yeah, but I could still hold my phone. And sometimes there's things that you do that you forget. It's a little bit of a tangent, but like you forget to, you kind of forget to do them because they're in your brain and they're habits, but you might not automatically do them every time. So when you go live, I would, when you first start, put, I'm looking up there in front of you, but like I would have a checklist of things, literally just like either on your wall, behind here, whatever, so that you remember to do the things that you know you need to do, like get people to say hi, offer them your lead magnet, you know, all those kinds of things. Ask them how their day's going, ask them where they are, all that kind of stuff to get the engagement up. Because it's hard to remember it when you're also, especially at the beginning, when you're also thinking about what are the things that I want to say. So with everything, then have that kind of checklist somewhere. I actually have really big, you can get this, I'll see if I can show it to you, stick on whiteboard stuff that I keep meaning to do like a little video about. But you literally peel it and stick it on, and it's whiteboard, like it's almost like whiteboard paper. And I put that on my wall so that I can actually put checklists for different things up, or remind myself. Or I've got one up there at the moment that is who my Dorothy is, who my ideal client avatar is, what is her Oz, you know, where are my people looking to go, what's their desired outcome, and then what's the yellow brick road, what's the path for them to go from where they are to where they want to go to. And I have that up in front of me so that I always remember that, and then that reflects on when I'm doing live videos. If I'm sat at home, then I can see it. I have that written down on in Evernote as well, so it's on my phone and things like that. So I'm digressing slightly, but you need to, first of all, make sure that your profile is set up so that people can get such amazing value from your profile when they find you, that they want to dig in a bit deeper, send you friend requests, follow you, go to your page. But also you want to make things as easy as possible for you, so that you don't have to think. You can just speak when you're going live. When you're writing things, you just speak, and then the things around you can remind you of the things that you need to include every time, like those engagement builders, XYZ. So let's have a quick peek at what the comments are. So Craig, I've already answered you with the cheat sheet. Rosie, what's that called? I know you've told me, but you don't remember. Yes, so group funnels. I'll give you a little link for that as well, because again, it's amazing. But I will pop you in my link there. So Rosie says, I never remember to remind people to comment. And you don't. And it's funny because I read a post a little while back from a marketer. And if you're in the online marketing space and you've got lots of friends who are online marketers, people tend to get a little bit jaded after a while, and maybe a bit cynical. Some of them, the less positive people. And one of them was like, oh, I'm getting so fed up of everyone saying #live, #replay. One thing that does bug me a little bit is when people first go on a live and they sit around for a while waiting for people to come in, and they're not remembering, and this is something I tell people to do, is the beginning of your live, always say, hey, replay viewers, because they are watching from the beginning, but your live people might not be. But all those people that are watching the replay, well, what are you expecting them to do while you're sat around waiting for people? So try and think from your audience's point of view rather than from your point of view of how you want them to be. So get them to comment, because not everybody knows to comment. Not everybody remembers to comment, just like we don't remember to remind them to comment. And when you're consuming information, and there are people out there who just watch and will never comment, but it's nice to be reminded that you can comment, and that then that person will actually acknowledge the fact that you've commented, which then builds in the reinforcement of the fact that when you comment, you get good feedback from it, and then you feel good, and then you comment more. And so you're helping with the feedback loop. So remind people to comment all the time, and ask them questions, and, say the things of like, do you know anyone who does this? Do you do this? All that kind of stuff. Like, they're almost simple things, but first of all, their trial closes. They are getting people to say yes in their head to the fact that they agree with our understanding of the content that you're putting out there. This is easier to do in video than it is to do in a post, but you can still write. When you're writing posts, you can still say, do you feel me? Are you with me? There's a guy called Myron Golden who always says, are you picking up what I'm putting down? Which is amazing. I'm not sure I could get away with it though, but like literally building those things in so that people who are reading or who are watching and listening, they're going, yes, yeah, no, I'm with you. Yeah, I'm getting this. And they are subconsciously nodding and just agreeing with what you're saying, which means that they are buying into whatever it is that you're talking about, and therefore buying into you and buying into what you're selling all the time. So yes, Susanna says, neat ideas. Craig, yeah, I like that. Rosie says, I hate that. I'm guessing you were saying about the people sat around not doing anything for a while. Craig says, one thing I notice is that a lot of people do is they start speaking and or introduce themselves too early in their Facebook lives, even too soon for the replays. So when somebody watches a replay, what you've also got to think of though, is there's two things there. So I would introduce yourself and maybe introduce yourself a second time, but also you've got to capture people's attention and hook them in the first probably 3 seconds. If you ever start running ads to your videos, so I run ads, and when I run ads for 10-second views, or I'm trying out Facebook's new 15-second views. I will never run ads for a 3-second review, because like it's kind of pointless. No one can say enough in that time. And you and like most of my views on my ads are around like the 10 seconds to 14 seconds time, which isn't really that long, but it does mean, you know, it's longer than the average attention span now. But what you've got to then think of, okay, well, what can I say in those first 10 seconds that are going to make people just carry on listening, the people that are interested? And this is where even the classic headline generator that I posted the link to, which is Jim Edwards, it's one of his funnel scripts. It's a free one that you can get access to. I posted that in one of the units, and try those kind of things. Like, you know, try putting hooks at the beginning. I'm actually not that great at doing that because a lot of my lives tend to be quite conversational. They're not stand out, get noticed, give you some information and then walk away. It tends to be more of like a two-way conversation on my lives. But try those different things and see what works for you. You know, just because something works for one person doesn't mean that it's not going to work for another person. So give these things a try out. Rosie says, I never wait for live people. I go and just start. No, so and she says, should I wait? I wouldn't, because all those people that are watching later are going to get bored. So don't just hang around. I know people do it, but it really bugs most people because all the people that you could have hooked are going to get bored and leave. So you're only going to get the really, really dedicated people. And if you're doing lives all the time, then acknowledge your replay people, tell them what you're going to talk about it. And then when people join you, then acknowledge those people. But if they don't, which when you're first starting out, they might not. If I do live sometimes at really weird times of the day, especially if like I'm in America and I had been doing them all in UK times, and then none of my UK people are on because I'm in America, or some lives that I do early in the morning in the UK, everybody in America is asleep. So, you know, you might not always be doing things at the right time, and don't wait for the right time to go live, because first of all, there is no right time. Early in the morning is best if you can, around like 8:30, but that depends on what your time zone is and where your audience are. Again, evening tends to be really busy for Facebook groups, like 8-9 o'clock is really, really busy for Facebook groups. But that doesn't mean that if you want to do a live and it hits you at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, that you don't go live. Just go live when the inspiration hits you. And people will appreciate the fact that you're more natural that way, rather than being quite perfected and put on. So yes. Craig is replying to Rosie about people listening with the sound switched off. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there is that. Like, people do watch. You can actually go back now on live, even when somebody's live and you're watching on your phone, you can rewind. Facebook have introduced a new feature. So you'll notice this because I don't know if I can show you one here. If you pause, I don't know how to pause me. Let's get rid of me. No. Sometimes when you pause and you go into somebody, back into the video, the actual, where it's red and live, it will be grey. It might be on desktop rather than mobile, I'm not sure. But I noticed the other day, I was like, why is it grey? And I was like, oh, I'm not even, like, I'm not at the point, I'm behind somehow. So people do need that, like a few seconds to turn the sound on. That's why I as and when I remember and it gets put into the process, I try and get captions to be put onto my my videos, which you can do with rev.com. You can do for free if you upload it into YouTube, and then you take the YouTube auto-generated captions and you can upload them into Facebook. It's not that difficult. I've got some processes for it for you. So if you really want to know, I can put them in the training. But it's just, and I personally find that YouTube's automatic free generated captions are far better than the paid for rev.com ones. I'm like the only person who finds that. I don't know if it's my English accent that the rev.com people struggle with. And I talk quite fast, but YouTube can get me and rev.com can't. But yes, so anyway, so I just wanted to really like talk to you today about the fact that people are going to stalk you. So knowing that they're going to stalk you when you're posting in groups and when you're posting on profiles and when you're giving even like help on other people's threads. And when you, we're going to get to the Dream 100 concept, so going and finding your influencers who've got your ideal client in their audience already. When you start giving help there, know that people are going to comment on you. they're going to click on you, on your face, and what are they going to see? What's the first thing they're going to see? A bit like when you've got a landing page, what's the first thing they see? So you want to have that really value-based post as the first thing that they see. So you need to be adding really great value-based posts, I would say 2 or 3 times a week to your personal profile, so that there is always something that's really amazing that people can kind of read, go, yes, this is amazing, I need to know more. They'll friend request you, they'll follow you, they'll click on your page. Give them those options, and then like once you've hooked them in, then you've just got to work on building the relationship from there. But once you've got them in, then that's almost the easy part. The hard part is getting people interested in you in the first place, which is why you've got to have your profile funnel set up so that they don't get distracted and not get into your world. So hopefully that helps you today. I'll leave it there because it's Friday and I don't want to give you too much to do where over the weekend especially. So Sunday there's not going to be any training at all. Tomorrow I will finish off with my last secret about everything that governs social media. So we've had sharing, we've had stalking, and then this is the last S that came to me while I was sat on a bench in a hidden bench, a secret Narnian bench while in Nashville. But I've got my last one, which is coming up tomorrow. And then Sunday, you'll have like a catch-up day. So if you haven't created your lead magnet yet, if you haven't been putting out there and testing, if you haven't Marie Kondoed your profile, you'll have a day to catch up. And then next week, we're kind of going to pick up the pace. So I've let a few people who weren't able to join us at the beginning of the week, I've let them join a little bit later. I did say to them that they're going to be playing catch up. Like nobody else can come in now. So if they've missed the boat, they've missed the boat. But next week, we're going to go through quite a few concepts of the Dream 100 live video. I'm trying to think off the top of my head, but like there's quite a few other things that we're going to literally plow through, and it's pretty fast paced. So make sure you are here. Now I've created this chat group. Literally, I don't want to see any chat from anybody, including me, in the chat group. It's literally going to be so that there's going to be a daily reminder for the live. What I will try and remember, put as a process is when I go live is share the link into the chat group, just so that you do not miss the training. Because as you guys, Rosie, Craig, Anna, Amber, as you guys, like, Susanna, as you guys are all seeing, when you're on live, you get to ask questions and you get way more from these videos than you would do if you just watched them after. So I want you to be here live because it benefits you so much. And I can promise you from my last challenge, the people that attended live and asked questions or commented and were like active in the group, those are the people that had things like 50 page followers a day, like in terms of like growth numbers, that each day they were getting 50 new followers. It was insane. One person like tripled their group and like all that kind of stuff. So you want all the good stuff, but you have to be here to actually give and then receive, and then you'll see massive growth. So like this week has kind of been the let's get everything in place, and the next week is the let's go and charge out there and get your numbers exploding. So have a really great day wherever you are in the world. Let me know in the comments where are you, and I will see you guys all this time tomorrow.